Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my process that I follow with my team. Every month and every quarter we get together in person just to reflect on our business plan, on our progress and our 3 key projects for that quarter. So you're going to join me today in a real life meeting where we're actually going to discuss the plans of Growth Factor, how we're delivering to clients, what we're working on, and you'll get to see how a multi-7-figure business actually runs from the inside. Guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am good, thank you. Yasser's not here yet because we have a lot of train problems today. So I will just walk you through an overview of what we're going to be doing. He already knows, and then we can kind of go from there. So we're going to talk through our business plan, which I don't always take the time to share with you guys as much as I should. So it's only 1 page, so it won't take too long. What our kind of 10-year vision is, our 3-year goals, our 1-year goals. You know what we're working on over the next 90 days, and we're always really close on that, but not necessarily on our long-term vision. So we'll go through that, and then we're going to dig in to why we have quarterly projects. One thing we realized last time, which is quite funny, is that we're getting to the end of the quarter. You guys are doing really well, and then we've only got a week or so to decide on a reward. And if that reward is going overseas sometimes, like we've been to Athens, we've been to the Peak District, which is not overseas, but that was a sick trip actually. Hot tub action and beers in the hot tub, so that was good. We don't have enough time with what's going on with transport at the moment to book flights and book everything. So what we're doing this time is we're working 90-day sprints. If we hit all of our targets, the guys and the whole team together get a reward, but we're going to book that reward 90 days ahead, if that makes sense. So today we're going to be deciding on the reward for next quarter, and we have 1, 2, and 3 level rewards. So if we do really shit, you get a really shit reward. It's not even really a reward. It's like a Wetherspoons meal. No offense to Wetherspoons. But if we hit all of our targets, these guys come up with some crazy ideas sometimes, like hiring out yachts and traveling around. I think they've been watching that. What's that program that everyone watches with the yachts? Oh, Below Deck, that's it. They've been watching Below Deck. So something like that. So you'll get to see how we choose rewards, what we base our targets on, why we work in 90-day sprints, why we take a deload, kind of like if you're a health and fitness coach, you would have your clients work really, really hard for 10 weeks and then you give their body a deload. But people in business don't do that. They tend to just slog their way through the whole year. We work in 10-week sprints. We take a 1-week deload to review the progress of the project. And then we reset all of our goals and we have our reward and we go again.
So I work at Growth Factor as, I don't know if I have a specific role, but I'm one of the partners. I guess you could call me a COO. So I am responsible for the delivery of all of our accounting and tax to clients, whilst also being responsible for the team and mentoring the team and training. We pride ourselves on helping our clients grow their businesses. And so we wanted to show that we are not just standard chartered accountants, but we also help you grow the business. So what Growth Factor essentially means is that there's something that will grow your business, and that's us. And we can be that growth factor that you can rely on us to help you grow your business.
I like working at Growth Factor because not only do I have a great team around me and great support, but I also work with some really interesting and inspirational clients as well.
So recently I have been working with a client called Ryan. He came to us because his old accountant was just using paper-based receipts and spreadsheets. Since he's joined us, we've automated all of his systems. We've carried out a tax review and saved him a significant amount of tax. And if he does have any questions, he's always happy to either WhatsApp me, email me, or just pick up a phone and call me. And yeah, we're just always there to support him.
For Growth Factor, I think in the next 5 years, the aim, and I genuinely believe that we can achieve that, is to be a leader in this sector that we're in, focusing on health and fitness clients, just because at Growth Factor we believe in staying ahead of the curve, so I think that's not unachievable by any extent.
Essentially what makes us different is that we are not here just to file your accounts and do your tax returns. We want to be involved in the journey where you obviously have goals in mind, and that might be that you are running a business so that you can fund your lifestyle, you can buy your dream house, go on your dream holidays, all of that kind of stuff. And we want to get you to that end goal. So really what we want to do is become business partners as such, not just accountants. And so what separates us from other accountants is that we build a real relationship with our clients.
Growth Factor in 3 words.
Energetic,
Pioneers.
innovative.
Yeah, so Yasser just asked me why you fully dressed in all the same brand. Represent, represent, and represent. And I informed him that I've now got 2,000 points and I'm a platinum partner. So represent, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up.
Just
Right.
a little plug in there.
Just a little plug. Okay, so why are we here, guys? Normally we come and we meet every 3 months, don't we? Or we meet every month in person, but every 3 months we have like half a day to talk about our plan for the next quarter. But today I also want to talk through this. It's our business plan, which usually I write for myself and I don't necessarily share with you guys. So if you're a business owner in health and fitness or in any industry really, I'd recommend that you have a business plan. It doesn't have to be like a big drawn out process like you see on The Apprentice with their thick long business plans that no one's ever going to look at again. This is one page. I'll talk you through it. At the end of the video or in the description below, we'll pop a link as to where you can get a copy of this template for yourselves. And I think that it just gives you, the reason for having a business plan is it just gives you absolute clarity. And if you start to hire team members like we have, then you can get everyone on board, right? You understand where I want the business to go, but then also I can ask you questions and make sure that you share the vision and actually you want to go there as well. So let's go through the one-page business plan and we can talk about where you want the business to be in 3 years and 10 years, because I haven't really filled this out, okay? So at the moment, we understand what our vision is, right? If I was to ask you, Aziz, what's our vision, without reading it off here, what do you think the vision of Growth Factor is?
To be a market leader in the fitness and wellness industry.
Bang on, perfect. Okay, so that's worked. What I consider to be the vision and what's actually written on here, I'm not sure if you read that first or not.
Of course not.
Everyone in your team should understand where you're trying to get to with your business. So for us, it's to be the market leader in financial and business advice for the health and fitness industry. And we help our clients maximize their profit potential, right? Because if we're helping people that help others, that's when Yasser and I, we sat down about 5 years ago and we talked about like, how do we set our goals and what do we want to do in the world? And we came to the point of, it wasn't the health and fitness industry then, but it was, if we help business owners make more money, they're all family businesses, right? The money that these and you make goes to your family, right? So if we can help you make more money, we're impacting you and your family. If we have this many clients, we're impacting this many. Remember we did that calculation? We worked out we could impact like 8,000 people or something.
Yeah, we worked out
Through the
it
work.
was like a tree. So how many family members they've got, and then their clients, and then how many family members they got. So it worked out to be a massive number of, and we had a target number of how many people we wanted to impact in the world.
Yeah, so we can make a change in the world. Like we really can make a change in the world. The reason why I set the company up originally, being I mean, all of you guys have come generally from like corporate backgrounds, is that you're then a small cog in a big wheel and you're not really making a difference. You guys are helping advise clients who own their own businesses, and then it's definitely changing their lives. So it's really valuable. Like that's a really strong vision for me. And I just wanted to recap on our values. So if you don't have values, guys, and you're watching this, I would definitely recommend going through with your team or going through yourself, working out like what's important to you, what are your values, what are your standards. So if I read these out, if you're happy with them, we keep them. If you want to change any, then just shout. So always deliver. So if we promise something to clients, we want to always deliver, right? Collaborate wherever possible. So that's like what we're doing now, right? Collaborate. And we'll do loads of work and then we'll socialize later. Embrace our youthful spirit. This is why I'm 40, but I dress like I'm 21. So I think I'm like just about pulling it off. But if I start to look like that dad who like shouldn't really be dressing like that, then you have to tell me. Okay, so no comment. Thanks. No comment. Right. Listen first, question second, which I'm not very good at. So that's like listen to your clients when you're talking to them on Zoom. Listen to your clients. If you're a fitness coach and you're just telling clients what they're going to do. This is your protocol, this is what you're going to eat, this is how you're going to train. What you really should do is listen to them first. Is there something they don't like to do? What's their routine? We've had so many clients, I won't mention the name, but client developed their own app and it was an off-the-shelf app. And it was, you had to train 6 days a week. And so that's an example of that client has not listened to their target market. Most people who are not professional bodybuilders, they don't want to train 6 days a week. So you have to listen to your clients first. Find better solutions is a bit, I don't know, I find that one like a little bit weak, maybe. It just means like, can we do everything we do? Can we always think, is there a better way to do it? So I don't know whether you guys think that's good or weak.
I think that's really good because that's generally what we do. We find a way to make payments and then we think, how can we make that faster? How can we make that better? Right?
Yeah.
Technology is always changing anyway, so you're always going to be finding a better solution.
How can we automate a system process for a client to make it more efficient?
Yeah, okay, that's kind of like bookkeeping then, I guess. So we, although it makes us less money and probably eradicates a whole revenue stream out of our business, are always looking for ways that we can use these little tiny robots in computers, that artificial intelligence, to do our bookkeeping for us. Because long term, we know that we can't charge clients to do bookkeeping, right? If we can use software to automate a process. And that just means that they'll have budget to invest with us in other areas like coaching and strategic coaching. Okay, perfect. So trust others and they'll trust you. I think that's good. Are there any other ones that you want to add, or are you still happy with those values?
I'm happy with those. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then the next thing is brand promise. This is super important actually. This will be really good just on its own. Like, it's so important. The amount of people that I speak to and don't understand what brand promise is. So brand promise is, how do you get your clients who aren't your clients yet to invest with you without any fear or any risk? How do you tell them, look, it's an easy decision. It's like, it's a no-brainer. What's your brand promise? So for us, it's, we will establish the promises with you and we'll deliver on those, or we'll give you your money back. I just sat down with someone outside actually who's a potential client. He's got a gym chain, a physio chain, and an online coaching business. And I said to him, we will get you a financial return that's measurable to the fees that you give us, or I'll refund your money. And he said, how do you measure that? I was like, we have a Google sheet that lists out the qualitative, so measurable, or quantitative, no, wrong way around. Quantitative, that's measurable. Qualitative, that's nice to have type things. And we literally list out, well, you paid us 10 grand a year in fees, but we saved you 10K in tax over here. Or we did this for you, or we did this for you. So it's got to be measurable, right? So our brand promise to me, although no one ever believes it, when I say to a potential client, we will refund your fees, it kind of doesn't work as a brand promise because it sounds too good to be true. I mean, it is true and we will do it. But if you've got a business, like, what is your brand promise? If you're a health and fitness coach, how do you make it so easy for people to say yes to sign up with you? So I'm not sure. Do you think there's an easy way for us to make that like better? Because at the moment, it's not a good tool for us to increase conversion because people think it's too good to be true.
You mean how we actually deliver that? Or
Yeah, like if we went through the whole year and delivered no financial return, either through the advice we're giving or the tax saving, whatever it might be, we would refund their fees, but at the point of them being a prospect, they don't believe it. So like, is there a better way that I can explain that to potential clients so that it's believable, or is it, what it is?
We have to use case studies, don't we, where we've got these win documents. We know that for other clients we've done this, this and this.
Yeah.
So use those as examples to say we've saved this much tax, or we've saved them this many hours of their own financial time.
Yeah.
And it equates to this. Well, we've saved them this many hours of their time. It equates to this much that they could spend in their business.
So you're kind of saying, show it in a positive spin. Show that 100% of the time we've always delivered, therefore we've never had to give anyone our money back.
Exactly.
Here's 3 examples of how we measure it.
Yeah, exactly. So like the other client you said the other day, he's joined on a big package, but we know we can save him £100,000 on school fees planning, for example. And that will save him, that will be his fees for the next 10 years.
Okay, so you could, with a potential client, already kind of predict what you're going to do for them. Okay, that makes sense.
I also think testimonials are a big thing. So if you've already got clients who took that leap and you've done all these tax savings for them, just watching them on videos or having something written down will build that trust with the prospective client, and
Yeah.
they'll show them that, you know what, they have delivered. They're not just making this up, it's happened.
Okay.
And that will start the trust journey with them, basically.
Okay, that's a really good one. Yeah, and it's amazing that we're 10 years into running the business, and it's only this year that we've got clients on video testimonial. So we've got Ryan Terry now on video testimonial, Georgie Fit. I'm meeting with Ben Bray next week, so I'm going to ask him if he's happy. It should be a genuine testimonial, so if he is happy, he'll give us a good testimonial. And then so on and so forth, getting a new one every single week. Yeah, and that's your client, so you better be happy, right? So who's our ideal client? It's still health and fitness businesses, but I mean, wellness is the industry. This is how it should work, right? Wellness and health and fitness sits inside wellness, but people don't really see it. People think wellness is yoga teachers and people lighting incense sticks and going yah, yah, yah. But actually, wellness is everything, right? So it's really wellness businesses. I said greater than 10k a month income, but actually, do you know what? I've spoken to 3 or 4 people this week who are at 5k a month, but they really want to invest in our services. So I kind of created something for them where we're just doing their bookkeeping, their accounting, their tax planning, and giving them like a mini business plan just to get them from 5k a month to 10k at a much more affordable rate. And they've all said yes to that. So that's something new for this week that I haven't really been through with anyone other than Yasser. But the goal for those guys will be get them from 5 to 10k as quickly as possible, and then they get on our kind of first package. Cool. Okay. So.
But what you've got there is ideal client.
Yeah.
So for your ideal client, you want to know that you want to be able to charge them this amount of fees and deliver that package.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can make compromises and help people get up to that. But what you want to identify in your business is what your ideal client is, and push your marketing towards that.
Okay, so our ideal client might be health and fitness business 20k a month and above, for example, where you can really get into like cash flow planning, business strategic planning, things like that. So we might change that actually to 10k a month. Okay, perfect. So I'm not going to talk through on the YouTube video, we'll do that later when we're not rolling, our exact numbers. But just for you guys to know that we're a multi-7-figure business, we have a high profit margin, around 40%, 45%, something like that.
45 plus, yeah.
We have a team that you can see here, and this is our UK senior team. So all of our client-facing team are qualified accountants with tons of experience, but all of the bookkeeping and the work gets done in our Philippines office in Manila, and we also have an India office in Noida, just outside Delhi, right? So if you've got a health and fitness business, you should really think about splitting your team between the UK and offshore. Because if you've got onboarding, for example, or offboarding of clients, or administrative tasks, or I spoke to one of our clients, Ben, about potentially hiring someone to sit outside of the fitness coaches that just checks in with clients 7 days, 30 days, 90 days to make sure they're actually happy and they're getting results. You know, someone independent to the person that's actually doing the work. So the way we're structured is we've probably got triple the headcount offshore than we've got onshore. And that means we can deliver a great service but keep our fees at a reasonable level.
Yeah.
Like
and people have negative connotations about not having everyone in the UK or building an offshore team. But the point of an offshore team versus an outsourced team is that those offshore team members buy into all of the values and the vision that we have. They are our employees.
Yeah.
And they deliver the great service that the UK team would do and would if we'd hired them here. So it's not anything negative to have a team offshore.
No, it's kind of like if you take Aziz, for example, she's from Canada, but has worked, where have you worked while working for Growth Factor? Not just the UK.
In Canada and in India.
Yeah, and did it affect your ability to do the job?
No.
No. So if you think about it, you're able to then recruit someone across the globe. So you're able to recruit the best person, not necessarily someone who's within a commutable distance to your office. So all of these guys work from their home offices, and we come together, obviously close to me, so it's convenient for me, once a month, but once a quarter, which we'll get into, we will go, and if we do really well in the quarter, we'll go overseas and we'll have trips and things like that. So what you want to do on this business plan is think about, and as I said, I'll put a link in the description, think about your 1 year goals, think about your 3 year goals in terms of income, what does your team look like in terms of the headcount, how much money are you making, what's your average fee per client, how do you want to change that from 1 year to 3 year to 10 years? And so our vision, which I think you guys are aware of, is to kind of get to, and we haven't really thought beyond this, about 3 million in income, which we're getting close to, really high profit levels, so probably 1.5, 1.6 mil net profit, and have a smaller business where each of you guys has got a number of clients that you know everyone's name and you can remember them. It's not this big corporate organization. And then I guess we just have to rethink our goals once we hit that point.
Yeah.
Like, what do we want to do?
Yeah, as you get closer to target, then the point of the 1 year business plan is that every year you're redoing this. So every year you're getting closer to your target, and so you might rethink it every year.
Keep stretching the target.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just an interesting thing that I wasn't going to talk about today, but actually, sort of philosophically, is it good for you to keep moving the target because you never feel like you're achieving success? So you've got to have a balance of constantly pushing yourself to keep moving forward and improving and growing, because otherwise you're going backwards, but also recognizing the progress you've made and feeling like you're successful. You know, not constantly beating yourself up and constantly moving the goalposts. I think it's really important. So we set target. You say
I was going to say that the 3 year goal will become the 1 year goal, and then we stretch the goal by moving the 3 year goal out to something further. So we're always able to achieve that goal, but we're always kind of striving for more.
So we should
in the
make
longer
sure that
term.
we reward ourselves then for hitting the goal, right?
Yeah.
I think one thing that's interesting then, and we'll kind of go into now, is we set 1 year goals, 3 year goals, we set 10 year goals. Maybe we can pop this up on screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then we think about, like, how are you going to get to the 10 years? It's too overwhelming to think, okay, in 10 years we want to be doing this. So what we do as a team, we break it down into 90-day sprints, okay? So the next kind of template is our quarterly action plan. So what this does, which is really cool, and you know, I didn't come up with this myself. It's like a combination of, it comes from a book called Scaling Up. I'm not sure whether you guys know this actually, but it comes from a book called Scaling Up, and also from a coach that we had in the past called Rob Nixon, who basically coaches the world's best accountants. So, I mean, I would consider us the world's best accountants. That sounded quite arrogant. However, we do consider ourselves the best accountant for the health and fitness industry and the world's best accountant for that type of business. So, I mean, if we consider it, we should say it with confidence. So what we do each quarter is we think about our business. So what you've got to do is break down your business. I'm not sure we've spoken about this, but have we spoken about breaking down your business almost like if you imagine a wheel and spokes on a bike into different sections? We have, right? So what do you think, Anish, the sections are of Growth Factor?
Financial, strategy, and tax. Those are the ones, right? Financial,
Yeah, keep going on.
strategy,
I'm
tax.
just trying to work out how to use a pen. Yeah, you go on.
There's quite leadership.
Yeah.
What other ones? Sales, marketing, and I think those are the main ones. Sales, marketing, leadership, financial, tax, strategy.
I'll explain these. So yeah, if you think about this, you're breaking your business down into different sections, right? Exactly what you said, Anish. So sales is like, how good are we at converting leads, and are we hitting our sales targets? Marketing is, how many leads are we generating? You can also have online and offline marketing. So is our content good? Are we organising events, like we're going to Performex next year, things like that. Learning, this is leadership and management. This is finance and legal. This is your own learning. So your own learning as a CEO founder, you should be constantly striving every single week to put some time aside to build your own skills.
Yeah, develop your own skills.
Right, and you just have to think about, it doesn't matter what the sections are, you just have to think about what the sections are for your business. And then if you're going to pick 3 projects, so let's say you're a health and fitness coach, okay? You've got 4 days where you're doing all your check-ins, you're doing your own training, you're working, you've got 1 day to work on the business. The benefit of this, and that's kind of the same for us, we've got time where we have to do our accounting and our advice and have our client meetings. We have a little bit of each time to work on internal projects. you can't do 1 million projects, okay? But what if you did 3 projects every quarter? By the end of the year, you've completed 12 projects to move your business forward. But how do you pick the projects? This is a thing I always think about. So I learned this from Tony Robbins. This is the wheel of business. First of all, you get your sections, and then you go around and you say, right, am I good at converting leads? Yeah, I'm fucking awesome at converting leads. Like I'm the world's best salesman. I'll give myself a 10 out of 10. So colour it all in, right? 10 out of 10. But I don't have enough leads, right? I'm not generating enough leads. My content's good, but we're only getting 100 views on the YouTube, right? So like and subscribe, please, like and subscribe. So we'll give a 4 for marketing. So ignoring the rest of the wheel, like if you were going to pick a project, same thing in the gym. If you're going to work on a muscle, would you work on your strength and just train chest and biceps? Or would you pick a project on your weakness and maybe train calves? Like, what do you think? Second one, right?
Of course.
So this is how you can pick projects, guys. You work out the areas of your business, you work out what you're strong and weak on, you go all the way around and complete this exercise, and then you pick projects. So for us, we identified this quarter. If one of you guys can just read out the projects, I'll tell you guys what we're working on this quarter. So for this quarter, it's not that we're bad at client service, it's just that we realized we could be communicating with clients a lot better. Like, this is about honesty. We could have better communication, more transparency about what we're doing, because we tend to do loads of great work in the background, but we're not as good as we could be at telling clients what we've been doing. So we decided this quarter we pick projects around delivery. So one of these sections is actually called raving fans. How do you get your clients to be raving fans? How do you get your clients to be referring you and recommending you to every single person they come into contact with? Like, if you talk to me for more than 20 minutes, at some point I'm going to mention Tony Robbins. Well, he is my business partner, but also I'm a raving fan of Tony Robbins. He changed my life. Okay, his content changed my life. So how do you have that impact on your clients, right? How do you change their lives? So let's just run through our projects and we can give the guys an example of what they are. Do you want to read them out, Aziz? We can go around.
Yeah, so the first project is the wins tracker, which kind of goes back to what we were saying about our brand promise. How do we actually track what we're doing for the clients and how it's benefiting them, qualitative or quantitative? So developing that wins tracker template and then implementing that for each of our clients is project number 1 for this quarter.
Perfect. So
and also then communicating it to them, to the client as well, so that they always understand the value that we are providing for them as well.
Yeah, and this came because I saw our clients doing check-ins and tracking weight and tracking strength and tracking exercise progression. And I thought, well, how do we track tax saved? How do we track more accurate numbers? How do we track the fact that I spoke to Ryan and he said he can just sleep so much better at night because he's so confident with his numbers? So I think Wins Tracker is about helping our clients understand what we do each month, each quarter, and at the end of the year saying exactly what you said, how much have we made them or saved them, right? Okay, what's number 2?
Number 2 is the annual project plan tracker, and this is where we meet with all our clients, set the meetings, the goals, and basically talk them through what's going to happen within the next 12 months and agree with them. So they're basically aware of what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and this is beneficial because we'll go through regular reports, the financials, go through any tax savings, and basically make sure the client is on track to achieve their goal.
But also, a lot of our clients come on board with different requirements and different needs. They might not have had their bookkeeping done for 12 months. They might not have had their tax filed correctly. We might need to go back and review what tax savings we can make for them. So we'll build that into the plan as well, so the client's expectations are set and when and where we'll do those things.
Yeah, including client meetings, including when they're going to get certain reports, what deadlines are coming up.
When they're going to have to train with Simon.
When they're going to give us good videos.
The collaboration YouTube videos, yeah, exactly. But it's all about like saying to a client, here's what you're paying us, here's the results you can expect, and then here's like a calendar of all of our touch points and when we're delivering those results to you. Whereas maybe 5 years ago we didn't do that. We just did the work in the background. They wouldn't necessarily have like full transparency on what was going on.
Yeah. You want to know what you are paying us is good value for you, so that gives them a good snapshot of everything. They can plug that into their calendars, make sure that that's something that they can then keep us accountable to, and making sure that we are delivering it on time as well.
Exactly the same for a health and fitness business owner. If you're coaching online or if you have an app, if you take on a coach, you want to know, okay, I'm paying the coach £250 a month for this. I get this many check-ins. I should expect a response on the check-in within this time frame. The goals of the coach are to do this. How do we measure the results? It's this. I think that you have to have a look at, maybe you're just signing clients on reputation and you are delivering results, but you're not actually telling them what you're doing. What's the third project?
Is business planning. So rolling this template out that we use internally to our clients and enabling them and supporting them in using it in their own businesses.
And that's also the strategy, right? So what we haven't done in the past is I've always been kind of leading the strategic coaching. Now I'm coaching these guys so they can have more knowledge than me, hopefully, giving them all the resources as to where I get my knowledge, so that if a client has a strategic question, or say we have a client and they're on 10k a month and they want to get to 25, and they say, Simon, I don't know how to get from 10 to 25. I can actually say, well, your senior growth manager is Sam or Anish. They'll come up with a plan. They will analyze the client's business and say, well, a business model is around attract, convert, and deliver to clients. You're converting the leads you get really well, you're delivering great, but you don't have enough leads. So our 3 projects are going to be this, this, and this, and they help them create a strategic plan to get from 10 to 25 around that attract, convert, deliver model. So it's just a question of our clients now understanding that advice doesn't have to come from me, it can come from my team, because the whole point is to hire team members, and this is for you guys as well, that are better than you. You have to say you're not the best at doing things. But yes, they're going to need coaching and education, but you have to give them confidence that you're no different to them. Same as I read my affirmations every day and say that I'm no different to Richard Branson and I can achieve everything that he's achieved. Your team need to know that they're no different to you. They shouldn't put you on a pedestal. They can give the same advice that you can. It's just about, where did you learn that? How did you get the resource? How do you get the confidence to deliver it? And it's just a process. So that's cool. So those are the 3 projects. Just to cap this all off and box this off, as people like to say, that's like the favorite trendy phrase right now. Let's box this off. We'll do 10 weeks of work on these projects. And then in the 11th week, which is now, we're reviewing the progress on the projects. So if you look at an individual project, it will have a project leader, it will have a best result, worst result, it will have the KPI or key performance area that is affected. So if it's more leads, the KPI will be sales, more revenue, more profit. And then it will have the first 3 action steps. So we set the project at the start of the quarter. A month in, we check on the progress, which is what we're here today to do. Another month in, we check on the progress again, and then plus 2 weeks, we're kind of closing off that project. So the projects actually run 4 weeks, 2 weeks close. Hopefully that makes sense. Then we're reviewing the project and making sure, have we done everything? What did we learn? And then we're setting the projects for the next quarter. Okay, so it's kind of like you do with your training. If you train, you'd work for 12 weeks in a block maybe. Even if you're doing hockey training or fitness training or running, you might do a running block. Then you'd assess your progress over a given distance in a given time, reset your training for the next quarter, but you'd probably deload and you wouldn't run as far, would you, for a week? You'd give your body a break.
Yeah, you have to.
So in that deload period, which is the 11th week or the 12th week? I think it's the 11th week.
11th.
Right? 11th week, which takes you to 12 total weeks. That's what we call the reward week. So this is where the fun comes in. So if we hit our targets, so you set targets for each of the projects. So our targets are a business plan for every client. So if every client's got a business plan, the second project was annual project. So if every client's got an annual project plan and every client's got a wins tracker, that means we hit our top level reward. So don't worry about mid or bottom, but top level reward will be us giving these guys a budget, which we'll do this afternoon. We're going to have a conversation around the budget is this. Now let's brainstorm where we can actually get to with the transport limitations right now. But for example, one quarter we hit all of our targets and we went to Athens. And it was an awesome trip, right? We had 3 nights in Athens during work time, during the week. I think we went like Tuesday to Friday or something.
Yeah, we did.
So it doesn't take up any of the guys' personal time. And we just didn't do any work, right? We just sight saw, had dinners, had drinks, socialised, and that's a reward for me and for, you know, the team, because we worked really hard, and it's like a deload. And then you're ready to go again. So I think that's a really important lesson for business owners, is that we don't take time off and we don't stress ourselves, and we don't connect with our team. We just always work. So that's how this project stuff works. As I said, we'll put a link in the description if you want to get a copy for yourself. I'd really recommend it. It's so simple to implement. And then if you need help with actually executing what you're going to do in the plan, then that's where we can come in.